Increasing this afternoon, 17 with the 3 o'clock news. I'm Michaela Kamara.
Are your dentures uncomfortable or causing you problems? Contact the experienced caring team at Dentures Direct today.
Australia's energy regulator has taken immediate control of the electricity supply by suspending the spot market. Electricity remains tight due to a number of factors, forcing the regulator to regularly intervene. It's understood some generators were trying to game the pricing system, forcing AEMO to take drastic action. Federal Energy Minister Chris Bowen says he fully supports the move while the energy crisis is unfolding.
I've made clear to AEMO that the government supports any action that they choose to take to effectively manage the situation in the best interests of Australian consumers, whether they be big industrial consumers or residential consumers.
Business groups are warning the wage decision will lead to higher prices and potential job losses. The Fair Work Commission has increased the minimum wage by $40 a week to $812.60. It will apply for the 1st of July to 180,000 workers, while more than 2 million people on award wages will receive a 4.6% increase. But Australian Industry Group Chief Executive Innes Willock says the rise is more than business can afford.
Nobody's arguing against a pay increase, but it's just around the quantum and the timing, and it will obviously have economic consequences around jobs and investment, employment prospects, particularly of those who are at the lower end of the pay spectrum.
A judge has jailed a sex predator for 14 years, calling him a danger to the community. 31-year-old Bronte John Sikovic preyed on young children he was meant to be caring for while employed at a northern suburbs childcare centre. Other offences occurred at his home. He'll have to serve at least 11 years behind bars, backdated to his arrest in September 2020. SA's COVID death toll has climbed to 485 after another 9 deaths were reported today. The 6 men and 3 women were aged over 60 to over 100. 2,664 new cases have been reported, with 246 people in hospital, 8 of them in ICU. And flu cases have jumped by over 1,000 in a week, but so far there have been no deaths reported. Some of the country's biggest retailers are collecting our biometric data while we shop. Bunnings claims it's only using the technology to make shopping safer for customers and staff, but Privacy Commissioner Angela Fogg says the retailers need to be sure they aren't getting unnecessary personal information.
Once biometric information is collected, it does present a risk that it could be misused and it could be replicated and used for identity theft. So for all businesses, you only want to collect the information that you really need so that you also reduce your risk of data breach.
And Monarto Zoo has welcomed a new arrival with the baby giraffe born last Friday. The female calf spent the weekend bonding with mum Scarlett. Keepers say she's been feeding well and is very friendly. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
For gold service audiology, book your free consult today at connecthearing.com.au.
The Western Bulldogs expect Bailey Smith to bounce back strongly from suspension. Jordan Tunbridge reports.
Bailey Smith is waiting for the AFL to decide on his punishment for taking illicit drugs during the off-season. The Western Bulldogs midfielder met with Integrity Unit officials yesterday after admitting his guilt. He is expected to receive a 2-game suspension on top of his 2-game ban for headbutting before the bye. Coach Luke Beveridge is confident Smith will be fit and ready to go when he's available for selection again.
Based on history, Bailey values his football future too much. It's part of his identity. He definitely won't let himself go.
Melbourne has confirmed its captain Max Gawn will miss 3 to 5 weeks of football with an ankle injury, and Serena Williams is back. The 23-time Grand Slam singles champion has been given a wild card for Wimbledon. Williams hasn't played since suffering an injury in last year's tournament. Now checking 5AA traffic.
In the city, Rundle Road closed between East Terrace and Ketterwood Terrace. That's due to the Illuminate Festival. Highgate, restrictions apply for the Cross Road and Fullerton Road intersection upgrade works. At McGill, upgrade works there as well today. That's at the McGill Road and St Bernard's Road intersection. That's affecting both directions. Busy right now, Cross Road, Goodwood Road to Jellicoe Avenue, with cameras Main North Road, Para Hills West and Grave Street at Newton. Looking for a lower home loan rate? Wherever you are, your local Aussie broker can help find you a better deal. Come in store or visit aussie.com.au today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic. on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast. Showers this afternoon, 17. A shower or two tomorrow, 17. Friday partly cloudy, 16. And Saturday mostly sunny, a top of 18. Right now it's 15 degrees. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News Tonight.
Desperate moves to save SA from forced blackouts tonight. And the suburbs most vulnerable. A pedophile jailed for preying on children at a northern suburbs childcare centre. With supermarkets freezing the price of essentials. The big retailers caught out using high-tech customer spy cams. And plans to extend our southern suburbs train line. I'm Brenton Raglis. See the full story on 9 News tonight at 6.
Jade Robran on 1395, Adelaide's 5AA.
Hello, welcome to Tech Talk.
5AA Tech Talk with Richard Pascoe.
And it is a good afternoon to Richard Pascoe, thanks to Harvey Norman Computers, your technology specialist. Happy Patch Wednesday.
Happy Patch Wednesday to you too, Jade. So what's Patch Wednesday?
Yep.
That's the next question. Patch Wednesday is when Microsoft send out all their updates. So it happens once a month. So if everybody goes along today, logs on to their Windows 10 or Windows 11 computer, you will find lots of updates ready for you to go along and install. Especially one for Windows 11. You've got Windows 11 laptops out there. It's going to make it, some good updates have come down for it. Makes it a lot more stable now. And if you haven't pressed that update button to go from 10 to 11, and we've told people for the last few months there's no rush, you could do it if you wanted to.
Okay. What will you start to see? What's different?
It is different. So, Windows 10 or Windows 11 is like Windows 10 with a coat of paint on it. So it is a lot more secure for people out there as well. And security is utmost in all of our minds at the moment. So we want everything to be secure on there. There's a couple of things that's different about it. The menu bar moves to the middle of the screen on there. But, it's the same, but, a tiny bit better. It's quicker. On a lot of machines, a lot quicker on there as for it. And if you are updating, you might want to remove your antivirus before you press that update button. You can put it back on afterwards if you want to.
How do you remove that?
So if you've got Norton Trend, you go to their website. There's a removal tool, and then uninstall it, do the 11 update, put it back if you want to afterwards. Remember, if you cancel an antivirus and you've paid them for it, they've got your credit card details, you might want to go in and cancel automatic renewal.
Okay.
Really is the thing to go along and do that. People forget. And then there's my old favourites. If you've still got them on your computer, AVG, Avast and Avira, everybody knows I hate them with a vengeance. They are dreadful.
I thought that the computer had its own antivirus software inside it. So you're just double pronging yourself.
Yeah, no, I love Windows Defender. I think it does a great job out there of protecting you. Too many people think the antivirus is there to protect you, but you're the one that's the security expert. So if you're on a Windows...
I'm certainly not.
Except for Jade.
Yeah.
We'll just whisper that between us. It's okay. Except for Jade. But you've got an Apple computer.
Yeah, I do, but it's probably from the 1970s, the way I've looked
It wasn't
after
that bad. It looked pretty good yesterday last week after I left, didn't it?
Yeah, well, it worked.
It worked. There we go. That's what we want.
That was an improvement of it not working.
So, on a Windows computer, Windows Defender does a very good job. You might want to go and pay for something, and that's where that's where Trend and Norton come in, because you might want, you might know what you're doing, right? So you keep the computer up to date. You don't click links and emails. You don't take candy from strangers, and that means that you don't put a USB stick in there without scanning it to see what else is on there. And you don't browse to unsafe websites. So they're kind of like 98% of what goes wrong on a computer. It's not like it was, let's say, 10 years ago when we had, Windows 8 and, Windows XP was still floating around and viruses and malware were rife out there. We've never seen really a better time at the moment. So if you pay for one, it's going, I've got somebody in my house who's not that bright when it comes to computers, like, it might be the kids on there. So that's where you go along and say, you know what, I better pay for one just to put it on there, give me a bit of peace of mind. I know what I'm doing, but other people in the house might not know what they're doing.
Good advice. If you'd like to ask Adelaide tech guy, Richard Pascoe. Any questions at all? Give us a call now, 8223 I want to ask you about Channel 7 show, Catch the Scammers. Did you watch it?
I did. I thought it was a very interesting show.
And for those of us who didn't watch it, what's it about?
It's all about, they had three reporters, Denham Hitchcock, Ross Coulthard, and it's terrible.
I used to work with Ross Coulthard. He is a phenomenal journalist.
He is very, very good.
Yeah, he's excellent.
Not sure
he's
about,
old school.
I was going to say, not sure about Denham Hitchcock, not when you wear jeans in India. I'll just put that out there.
Interesting choice.
Exactly right. So, yes. Many jokes I could do right now, but we
move on. We're talking about tech.
We're talking about tech on there as well. So, Denham was in...
Denham wearing denim.
Yep. He was in India going to the call centres because there's a place called Section 5 over there. It seems like that's where the hub of all of these spam calls are coming to Australia.
God, how'd they find them?
They did very well about that. So there's a link to it. If you go to the Channel 7 website, there is a link to it also on my website as well, so you can go along and have a look at that program again. But they showed that, that they ring, they've got no conscience, they don't care. It's about getting as much money out of you as possible. Oof. So it really is about making sure that you pay. So
what, they've got KPIs that they almost need to reach, and the further they get, the more money they get, the higher their wage is?
I would say that would be right on cards. It's a big dollar turnover for them. Oof. It's amazing, but it's all the things we've been saying that I've been saying for years.
And if you've been to certain parts of India, it is, I've travelled through the slums of India, and it's a battle of survival. So if it's a matter of feeding your family for the first time in a week, you're doing everything you bloody well can, which is not, I'm not saying it makes it okay, but there's just no conscience there at all.
No, not at all, because they look at us as being a very rich country. They look at the United States being a rich country. You can afford to lose some money so that we can gain some money. That's
$5 lost to us could feed a whole village nearly there. It's so out of whack, it's not funny.
It is.
The system's broken.
Yeah,
completely.
It is broken. But, we encourage what they're doing by keeping on answering the phone.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. We fall for it. I had two yesterday who'd fallen for it.
Oh, really? How bad?
It's good for my business, I've got to say, because I've got to go out there and clean up afterwards and, give you a clean bill of health you can go to the bank with and say, because they close all your accounts down. And if you've lost money, the odds are now you don't get it back at all. Because, no offence to everybody out there who's fallen for this, but you were wrong by falling for it.
No, it's true. It's true.
And I remind them, we had a guy yesterday who they rang him up and said, "Oh, you've got some cryptocurrency," and he went, "Yeah, I did have once upon a time. I did have some cryptocurrency." He's got no idea how to get it back now. So just let us log onto your computer.
Oh, he didn't.
And we'll help you try and get it all back. Because he said, "How much did you have?" And he said, about
blah blah.
I think about $25,000 worth of cryptocurrency.
What? How do you just forget about $25,000 worth of cryptocurrency?
I know you're probably listening today saying, don't take to heart what I'm about to say. Because I did give him a hard time yesterday. And they said, "Oh, no, I think it's about $40,000 that you've got." Encouraging him to go along and go, "Hey, this is all right." Let them log on to the computer. And he realised in the end he'd done the wrong thing.
They really play with your psyche, don't they? They really suck you in.
Oh,
it's like a gambling addiction almost.
It is. So, he let them log onto the computer, and it's about getting banking details. Then he suddenly realised, I shouldn't be doing this, cut it all off, but it's too late. Contacted the bank, they shut all the accounts down. And, I got out there, and with the encouragement of his wife, I got to tell him off. Because a lot of wives will go, "Can you just tell him off, Richard?"
Yeah, I don't want to do it today.
No.
I've done it too many times this week. You get into it.
Get stuck into it. We had somebody ring Matthew up last night and said, "Richard wasn't very happy with me," when he came out. Sometimes I'm not. I'm not here to be your friend. I'm here to educate you.
He's brutal. But if you would like to ask the brutal man, who is also Adelaide's tech guy, a question, 8223 0000.
With your generosity, the Salvos can help women and children find a way out of violence and a way back into a safe and stable life. Donate to the Red Shield Appeal at salvationarmy.org.au and help us leave no one in need.
Welcome to couples therapy. So you have trouble agreeing?
No.
Yes. I want a small car that's easy to zip around in and easy to park.
And I want an SUV. Problem solved. Hyundai Venue is the compact urban SUV that fits in anywhere and stands out everywhere. Ooh. And now's a smart time to buy the Venue. From just $26,490, drive away with auto.
Sounds perfect.
Perfect.
T's and C's apply. Visit hyundai.com.au/offers for details. Imagine that. Hyundai.
Kids love being active, and it doesn't always have to be on the sports field. Get them into the garden. You'll be surprised how much ownership kids show when they've actually planted and grown something themselves. Duck into a garden centre today and grab a Balhanna Nurseries fruit tree. Just look for the green bag. Balhanna Nurseries have delivered thousands of fruit trees across the state, ready for the bare-rooted planting season. Support Balhanna Nurseries, our very own SA family-owned fruit tree nursery.
What starts with A and ends with E? Supplements for you and me.
FIVEAA health supplements are now available at leading chemists and health food stores nationwide. Ask for FIVEAA at your favourite pharmacy.
Where in Adelaide can you find more games, bigger jackpots, unique prizes, live entertainment, a members rewards program, VIP gaming, exclusive offers, 10 bars and restaurants, a cafe, a steak and seafood house, a French Vietnamese eatery, fine dining, contemporary Italian, cocktail bars, a Pirate Life brewery, a sports spa and a luxurious hotel, all under one roof.
Sky City, where else?
Hear what Community Manager Antonio has to say about his FIVEAA retirement community.
The residents will often talk about their friends and their neighbours because they've gotten to know them really well over time and they see them as family. That's what community living is about. You know that there's someone there, there's people that are looking out for you, and so they really value that, and they do talk about that a lot. They love that, yeah.
Come along and feel the warmth of an FIVEAA retirement community for yourself. Search FIVEAA First Step to book a discovery tour.
Driving to the East Coast? Make a nature stop in Mildura with Discovery Holiday Parks. Enjoy your creature comforts as you cozy up in a cabin or kick back and relax on a powered site. Not to mention the great river views and park amenities. Experience nature-made comfy and get 25% off midweek stays with the code WINTER25. Book your Mildura or Riverland stayover at discoveryholidayparks.com.au. T's and C's apply. Deal available at select parks only.
$13.95, Adelaide's FIVEAA. This is Jade Robran.
Welcome back to Afternoons. We're talking tech with Richard Pascoe, so if you'd like to join the program, now's your chance to have a chat with him. He'll be in the studio for about another 10 minutes. We've got Kevin from Salisbury Heights on the line. Hey, Kevin, welcome to the show.
Hi, Jade. Hi, Richard.
Hi, Kevin.
Look, in the past month, I've been having at least 8 to 10 calls between 8 a.m. and 8:30 of a night.
Yeah.
Mobile numbers that basically I started answering and they'd hang up. So now I don't answer any mobile number I don't know.
Yes.
Is there a way of actually stopping, like, this is getting ridiculous, like, every hour on the hour,
yep,
I get at least one call.
That's annoying. That's a lot.
Makes two of us, Kevin.
Yeah, you ain't having the same experience?
Same problem, Kevin. You know, and I picked up one yesterday and they said it was the Amazon one. So, you know, they were about to charge my credit card, $99 for my Amazon subscription. I've already got an Amazon subscription. So they said, press 1. And this time I did. I thought I'll press 1. Spoke to a bloke and I said, that's okay. Can you put Jeff Bezos on the phone?
Who?
And he said, he did. He said, who? He said, who? And I said, I don't think
it's your boss, mate.
I said, I know Jeff very well. And that was kind of like the end of the call. So.
Yeah. So basically, best thing, not answer it, just let it go to message.
That's exactly.
Never leave a message anyway.
Yeah, that's all I do at the moment, Kevin, is just let it go to message.
Yeah.
If I don't know your number, I don't answer it.
Will they eventually get sick of ringing my number? My wife doesn't have any of these happen.
Yeah, I hope so, Kevin.
Is it the same number coming through, Kevin?
No, it's always different
numbers.
numbers.
There's a different one, and I've probably got 60 or 70 numbers blocked at the moment.
Don't bother blocking them, Kevin. You're wasting your time.
Don't even bother?
No, because the call centre's in India, and if you watch that Channel 7 program, they do a random dial.
Yep.
So
Not a problem.
you're a lucky recipient, Kevin.
Excellent.
All right.
Beautiful. That's the only thing I've won for a while. Thank you very
Kevin.
much.
Thanks.
Thanks, Kevin. That's a nice way to look at it, isn't it? That you're just really popular.
That's it.
Can you contact your telco and say, can you give me a private number, a private mobile number? Do they exist like they used to? You know, you used to have the home line that you could ask whether it was private. And if we ever got a prank call, the Telstra would say, you know, press 4 buttons, like just say it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Telstra, please track this caller. And sounds like you're putting in a pin to track where they're calling from, and it freaks them out. And I think after 2 pranks, we never got another prank. But you got to get wise, don't you? Or at least have fun like you did, and go back at them. And
but if we didn't answer them, I just got tired of it that day. I really did.
I just want to mess with you.
I did. So I thought it was quite. But you know, it's a random dial.
Yeah.
You know, so you just from another number. It's always another number.
It's interesting though that
through.
he gets about 10 a day, and his wife nothing at all.
So he, probably like me, has picked up the phone and talked to them, and they go, he'll answer.
Yeah, right. So that then goes on the hit list.
It goes on the hit list, but we must go up the rank sometimes. So it was like when the sheriff was coming to arrest me for an unpaid tax bill like that. I told him to meet me at the Havelock Hotel at 3:30 in the afternoon because I'll be there.
Hi, Wally.
How you going?
Really good.
Hey, Wally.
Yeah. How you going? I'm a bit of a Wally. How long do the batteries last in these laptops?
How old is it, Wally?
7 years old.
Yeah, that's probably about the life.
Normally.
Yeah, they can anywhere from... they'll start to deteriorate depending how many times they've been fully discharged.
Right, yeah.
All right, so it might be, let's say, 300 fully discharges, and then they'll start to deteriorate then.
Right.
All right.
Do you know how to get a private number on your phone?
Yeah, how?
Press #31#, and then the number.
And then it doesn't pop up when you're calling someone.
Yeah, that's it.
See, I just turn off no caller ID if I want to do that.
I can do that too.
Whatever calls you up, I do.
Yeah.
Thanks for the tip.
Thanks, Wally.
Thank you, Wally. Let's talk to Faye. Hi, Faye.
Good afternoon, my 2 North Adelaide friends. How you going?
Good, Faye. Wasn't too good on the weekend, was it, Faye?
Oh, well, you know what? We just had a day off just to make it easy for the other mob. Just so long as it wasn't Port Adelaide, I couldn't care less about
I love
anybody
Faye's so glass half full with the Roosters.
Well,
it's beautiful.
It's very good. It's only 2 points, Faye.
Yeah, well, that's peanuts.
And Norfolk's still on
peanuts.
top, so it's all that counts.
Yeah, of course we are. We'll be there for the next lot too.
That's what we
hopefully.
like, Faye.
Yeah, my eyes. Scams. Sorry. I've been having the same thing myself. I know I'm not alone, but I had a call the other day. Last Friday, I had a call, and someone rang. When they got talking about my server going wrong and all the rest of it, that's when I got rid of them.
That's it.
Yep. And
just hang up.
Yep, and I didn't know about this. Somebody just mentioned press 31. What was that all about?
Yeah, we'll have a look into that just to see, but it's about hiding your number. But there are a few things you can do, but I think it's sometimes a bit of a waste of time.
Yeah,
going along and doing that.
I have reported my incidents to Telstra, and you know how far they got with it, I don't know. And I also keep getting numbers on my phone as well that I don't know, and I've got to get them removed. And I've got 2 removed already, and I've got a third one. I'm pretty sure that I've got a third one that I've yet got to remove.
But they change that number that they call in all the time, Faith. That's the problem that everybody's got at the moment.
Yeah. No wonder why there's so much confusion around the place, that's for sure.
All right.
Go, you mighty Roosters.
Thanks, Faye.
Thanks, Faye. Let's talk to Jeff. Hi, Jeff.
Yeah, there, Richard.
I am, Jeff. How you going?
Yeah, fantastic.
That's good.
Richard, I'm a grey nomad, do a bit of free camping in our caravan.
Yeah.
I'm also, my son lives interstate. He connects his, smart TV via his phone connection through the internet.
Yeah.
We're planning to go on house sit while he goes overseas for a month and a half.
Right.
What are my options to get internet? Or how do I get internet connection on his smart TV.
Going to have to get. You're probably going to. You either use your phone or go out and get, let's say, a prepaid dongle.
Prepaid dongle.
Yep, prepaid dongle. Then you have to charge up. Let's say you're over there for a month or 2 months.
Yep.
Looking after his house, you're going to have to pay for the 1 month or 2 months.
That's what I'm looking to do. Yeah.
Yep. So Telstra sell them, Optus sell them, Vodafone sell them.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I'm currently at my home ones through Optus. So
yeah.
Just talk to Optus.
Optus, you want don't put on a plan. You just want a prepaid one.
Prepaid, and
right.
so whenever I travel away,
yeah.
If we travel away for a month or so, then I just pay for that.
Put some money on there as well. All comes back to life.
Yeah, sounds too easy.
That's what it's all about, Jeff.
Excellent.
All right.
Thanks for your help.
Thanks,
Good
Jeff.
stuff. Bye, Jeff. Let's talk to Robin now. Hi, Robin.
Hi, guys. Just on those numbers, I've got a no number, but boy, it can be a nuisance sometimes when you're ringing the radio station.
Spot on, Robin.
Anyway, I wondered whether they get paid for the calls. You know, when they hang up and they still get paid for every call they make. That's what I always wondered.
No, they get paid on the dollars that they try and suck out of you.
You reckon? Yeah. All right. Sorry, I've got an HP Omen laptop.
Yeah.
And when you plug it in, it won't charge. The light's coming up, but it won't charge. I wonder, how do I get that tested? Will it be something in the laptop, or it could be...
How old is it, Robin?
Oh, he's probably had it about 6 years.
I reckon it'd be the charger, Robin. Robin, give me a call off air and I'll tell you where to go. All right?
Okay.
Not where to go, Robin. Where to go to
I know.
get your laptop checked, all right?
All right, good one. Thank you, Richard.
Thanks,
Bye.
Robin.
Thank you so much, Robin.
I haven't done that for a while, so yeah.
Tell someone where to go.
Where to go, say yes.
All righty, well, thank you so much for coming in, as always. We'll do it again this time next week.
And just remember, people, it's coming up to the end of financial year, and we lots of sales out there. If you're going to spend some money, now's the time to do it, because, the government's not giving us much, so we might as well save every tax dollar that we can.
And I will see you Friday night at the Best of SA dinner.
Looking forward to that.
Fabulous. Thank you so much, Richard Pascoe. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers, your technology specialists. And you can also jump online, and if you need to contact Richard, you can talktech.com.au or head to adelaidetechguide.com.au. Coming up after the break, we'll be chatting with our economic expert. The Reserve Bank Governor has spoken out, and it's very rare that he does an interview. He's sent a pretty stark warning to Australians. Also, we're going to touch base with the Mayor of Port Adelaide Enfield Council, because the area has just released the Semaphore Foreshore Plan, and they want to know your thoughts.
This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Good afternoon, I'm Michaela Kamarek. The National Electricity Market Operator has intervened to suspend the wholesale market, saying too many generators are withdrawing supply. The Prime Minister's welcomed a decision to boost the wages of almost 3 million Aussie workers, but businesses are warning they'll have no choice but to pass it on to consumers. 9 more people with COVID have died in SA, and there's also been a big jump in flu cases. And Melbourne captain Max Gawn will be out for at least 3 weeks with an ankle injury, but the Demons say he won't need surgery. Showers this afternoon, 17. Currently it's 15 degrees. More news at 4 o'clock, and as it happens on 5AA.
Rowey's Sport Show.
Justin Langer, Big Freeze 8, going down the slide as Rocky Balboa.
Yeah, what a privilege when Neil asked me. I couldn't get there quick enough. Quite funny, actually. He used to go to church on a Sunday night.
4 p.m. weekdays.
I used to think, there's Neil Danner who goes there. It's making church cool, so I used to go there every Sunday just because he was there. We talk a bit of footy and go to mass together, say our prayers for our footy club. Absolute legend of a bloke.
Rowey's Sport Show on 5AA. Ray White, big name in real estate, but also the biggest name in business broking. What makes us big? Our people, like Brett Buckley and his team. MBA, lecturer, and multi-time SA Business Broker of the Year. Brett doesn't just read a P&L, he feels it. If you're selling or expanding your business, Brett can take your business apart and find you more money. And we're not talking small change. Go on, Touch base with Brett. Search Rowey Business Sales SA.
Hi, Crystal here from Southside Suzuki, and I'm with sales consultant Sean Lathers.
Hi.
And we're excited because we're building a brand new dealership just for you.
But don't let our construction stop you visiting, because we've got a huge selection of Suzuki cars in stock and ready for immediate delivery. There's never been a better time to buy a Suzuki.
View the entire range online or come and see us today at Southside Suzuki.
Life's a beach, Southside Suzuki.
LVD 2009.
It's value the Australian way at Coles, with 10% off selected Coles MasterCard gift cards. Buy a $100 or $250 Coles MasterCard and receive 10% off the total cost. Offer ends Tuesday, only available in store.
I used to just be Jack, but now that I own a small business, I'm also Jack from Finance. Jacko the social media dude.
If you run a small business, then you need Thrive, all-in-one management software built for small businesses like yours. Search THRYV Thrive.
Aged Rights Advocacy Service, ARAS, proudly supports World Elder Abuse Awareness Day, and on June 17 is hosting a Building Resilience World Elder Abuse Awareness Day online forum with key speakers via Zoom. It's a must for aged care service providers, law enforcement workers, health and allied health professionals and the community. There's no excuse for abuse. See it, stop it, prevent it. Find out more about World Elder Abuse Awareness Day and ARAS at sa.agedrights.asn.au.
If your home feels so cold in winter that you're attracting the wrong kind of house guests, speak to Polar Air Heating and Cooling. We can provide solutions to warm you and your family this winter. No uninvited furry guests. Let the only polar bear you see this winter be on the side of our vans. Polar Air Heating and Cooling. When your lair is unbearable. polarairhc.com.au.
Dreaming of a new bathroom or kitchen? Get the best brands and the latest trends at Adelaide Bathroom and Kitchen Supplies. The ABK Supplies showroom has just been renovated to showcase new tapware ranges from ADP, Mia, Fienza, Nero, Phoenix and Abbey. With designs in gunmetal, brushed nickel, matte black and brushed gold and chrome, your kitchen and bathroom will be stylish and timeless. Browse the new displays at ABK, Adelaide Bathroom and Kitchen Supplies, Lower North East Road opposite Dernancourt Village.
Jade Robran on 1395, Adelaide's 5AA.
Welcome back to Afternoons. It is 3:35 on this Wednesday afternoon. Rowey will come in and join us in a moment to tell us what's happening on his sports show coming up after 4 o'clock. I've got some Elvis tickets to go and see the new movie, Baz Luhrmann's film Elvis. It's set to hit the big screen next week, and it sparked lots of reimagination of his movies and his music as well. And you can check out wallace.com.au for cinema times. But now, the Reserve Bank Governor has appeared on TV in a rare interview. It's not often you hear anyone from the Reserve Bank talk to the media, but RBA Governor Philip Lowe appeared on the 7:30 report and delivered a pretty blunt message to Australians.
Well, I think the Australians need to be prepared for higher interest rates. We had emergency settings during the pandemic. I think that was the right thing to do, but the emergency's over, and it's time to remove the emergency settings and move to more normal settings of monetary policy. The other consideration was that inflation's high. It's too high. At the moment, it's 5%, and by the end of the year, I expect inflation to get to 7%. That's a very high number, and we need to be able to chart a course back to 2 to 3% inflation. I'm confident that we can do that, but it's going to take time. And with inflation being as high as it is, and with interest rates as low as they are, we thought it was important to take a decisive step to normalise monetary conditions, and we did that at the last meeting. I think it's reasonable that interest rates the cash rate gets to 2.5% at some point. And I say that because the midpoint of our inflation target's 2.5%. So an interest rate of 2.5% in inflation-adjusted terms is really an interest rate of 0, which in historical terms is a very low number. And I'd expect that over time we would average an inflation-adjusted interest rate of more than 0. How fast we get to 2.5%, indeed, whether we get to 2.5% is going to be determined by events. The Reserve Bank Board meets every month. We have at our disposal a huge wealth of data, so we analyse that data, and at each of our meetings we'll be deciding how fast we need to go and, indeed, how far we need to go.
Stephen Kukoulis, Managing Director of Market Economics, joins us. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Well, he says the emergency is over and interest rates are going to go up. We do know that, but shouldn't the RBA be pointing the finger at themselves somewhat?
Oh, look, I think they were very slow to start the rate hiking cycle that we knew late last year, very early this year, that inflation was picking up. And when you think about where we were at the beginning of the year, the official interest rates were at 0.1%, so they were almost at zero. And the economy was doing well, the housing market was strong, inflation was already lifting. Now, not as high as we're currently seeing, but it would have been prudent for them to go early, to start hiking rates and sort of trying to head it off at the pass, so to speak. That yes, they should have done more, but I think they're starting to play catch-up now.
So he also said in his interview that we will be following pretty much what America does, which is going to be really interesting to see what they do tomorrow morning, our time. What does he mean by that?
Yeah, well, the inflation problem, if you like, is partly a global one. Obviously, here in Australia, we're seeing it here, and we'll be filling up the car with petrol and buying fruit and veggies and just the cost of living pressures more generally. We're seeing that high inflation coming through. But what's happened in the US, in Europe, around Canada and the UK, whatever, you've got inflation pressures very, very high. So it's not the case that we follow them one for one, they go 50, we go 50 sort of thing, but it's not a bad rule of thumb. And with every central bank hiking interest rates, you know, what the US does tomorrow morning, our time, will be absolutely fascinating, and then how the markets react to it too will be very interesting.
So why does what is happening in America dictate what happens here in Australia?
Oh, look, the US is the biggest economy in the world. It's the biggest financial markets in the world. You know, we've seen that the US stock market's fallen quite sharply, and that's a jolt to confidence, I suppose, and we're seeing our markets fall. So, you know, when the big economies of the world start to falter, when their economies start to weaken, when they've got high inflation rates, it's pretty likely that we'll participate in some of that. Now, as I said, it's not one for one. We are our own economy after all, but nonetheless, we are influenced by what happens in the global economy.
So if interest rates go up too fast, which it's sounding like America is doing, we're not sure yet. We've only had those two, even though they were significant. We could be heading for a recession. Is that the fear?
It's the fear for some. Now, I don't think that's a highly likely scenario. The central banks don't want a recession. Nobody wants a recession. You know, they're bad. They mean that unemployment's going up. It means that businesses are shutting, and it's not good news. So I think if we were to see some signs that the economy was faltering in, 3 or 6 months, then the central banks, you know, the Reserve Bank here, the US Federal Reserve, would stop their hiking cycle. You know, they don't want a recession. So I don't think it's likely. Of course, as you're tightening monetary policy, the economy will slow, and some people are sort of saying that the fear or the risks are that they go sort of 1 or 2 rate hikes too many, and that causes the economy to weaken more than we're currently thinking, and that's where the recession talk comes from. I think it's a low probability.
The market wiped off billions of the share market yesterday. What's happened today?
Yeah, another 1% or thereabouts on the All Ordinaries and the ASX 200. Another negative day again ahead of the decision on interest rates tomorrow in the US. It's just this negative sentiment. You know, interest rates going up is not the friend of share prices. And we're seeing that nervousness, people selling ahead of these decisions, so another down day.
What's your thoughts on how long this will remain down for?
At the end of the day, we have many instances. Yeah, share markets go down as well as up. Yeah, we know that.
Yeah.
They go down when there's shocks to the system, so to speak. We're seeing one of those now, as we've just been discussing, with higher interest rates, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, if the economy is still growing, businesses are making money, they're making some profits, and they're selling more of their product into the economy, then they'll tend to do well. They tend to do well on their share market. So very, very hard to pick the timing on these. But I think by the second half of this year, we'll see the stock market moving back higher, because we'll have the market focusing on all of the rate hikes that will have been delivered, but they'll be focusing on, well, the economy is doing pretty well at the end of the day, and businesses are making money.
What's your advice to those who have shares or have super tied up in shares and have been closely monitoring the last 2 days?
Oh, look, it's a tough gig. You know, nobody likes to look at their their super or their shares and see them down in value. But
no.
Look, I think you don't want to sell them now in a way because they've already dropped. They've dropped quite a lot, and you don't want to sell them at the low point. And indeed, if you had spare money, good luck to you, you'd be actually looking to sort of perhaps buy some of them because some of the shares are a good 10, 15% cheaper today than they were a month or two ago. So, look, as I said, there's markets go down and it's not pretty when you see it, but it can be seen as an opportunity to sort of get some more stocks because they're cheaper today than they were before.
Well, it is. It's good advice because it's true. I mean, the stocks are very low. What are the areas? Is it mostly banks that have dropped? What are some of the companies that people should be eyeing off or keeping an eye on?
Yeah, the falls have been pretty broadly based. Now, the banks have been down a lot. A lot of the mining companies are down because even though commodity prices are pretty strong, in fact, they are very strong, there's the concern that as the global economy slows down, commodity prices start to turn down. So we've seen some of the big mining companies weaken as well. So, look, it's one of those ones where it's very hard to pinpoint exact companies, exact shares, but we do know from many, many years of history, have a balanced portfolio, a little bit in many different companies, and you'll probably get a couple of good ones, you'll probably get one that's bad, and you'll probably get a few that are in the middle.
Yeah. Hey, I read an article in the Herald Sun today saying that house prices in Melbourne and Sydney could see the biggest price correction since the 80s. We seem to be bucking that trend here in South Australia, and we heard from our real estate experts a little earlier that we're around that 10 o'clock stage, so still got 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock of growth there. What do you make of that headline?
Look, I don't think house prices will fall that much. Now, clearly interest rate hikes are not good for house prices. It means that people can, when they put their higher interest rate into their mortgage calculator and see how much they can borrow, when you put a higher interest rate in there, you can borrow less money comfortably. Therefore, at auction or when you bid on a property, you offer a smaller amount than you would otherwise do. So that's how it sort of works. But having said that, we know that over time, house prices actually are more driven by the labour market. And by that I mean employment and wages. We saw the Fair Work Commission wage decision today that while interest rates going up is not a good sign, if the economy's strong, unemployment's low, that puts a floor under the labour market because people will still buy a house, they'll still make their repayments. So, look, prices will come off a little bit over the course of the next 12 to 18 months, probably, but I don't think we're heading for a crash.
Thank goodness. I'll take your advice. Thank you so much. Stephen Koukoulas there, Managing Director of Market Economics. I have got a couple of Elvis tickets to give away. Baz Luhrmann's film Elvis. It's set to hit cinemas on June 23. You can book your tickets at wallace.com.au. Baz Luhrmann is behind it. It's called Elvis, the biopic of the King of Rock and Roll, starring Austin Butler and Tom Hanks. And I tell you what, in the media at the moment, there's so many articles and his music. I don't know if you've noticed it when you're driving around. A lot of his songs are being played on the radio. Heard this one driving home from work last night.
You're the devil.
Love him. And interestingly, Don't Be Cruel. That was the big hit for Presley, as we know, but it was actually one of the favourite hits for him to actually perform, even though I think, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, I reckon this one was the all-time favourite up on stage.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog.
It's hips, doesn't it? All right, call through 8223 0055. Third caller through to win the double pass to see FIVEAA's exclusive screening of Elvis at Wallace Cinemas, Mitcham.
Join star players from the Power each week on Rowey's Sports Show. Thanks to One Solution. Protect and improve your business with One Solution. Winner of the National Telstra Enterprise Customer Excellence Award.
The first call you should make if there's been any damage to your caravan, camper or van shouldn't be to your insurance company. It should be to Dave Benson Caravans Insurance Specialists. We'll take care of the whole process, so you don't have to stress. So, if you have an accident and need repairs, get in touch with us at Dave Benson Caravans and we'll take care of the rest. Search Dave Benson Caravans or visit us on Grand Junction Road, Kilburn. Fast, prompt, professional, competitive.
Hi, I'm Izzy and my family runs St. Louis Home Care, which was started by my great-grandma 75 years ago. I wanted to introduce you to Deb, a carer and our receptionist. She's great.
Hi, Izzy.
Deb, you've been at St. Louis for 10 years. What do you love about it?
Oh, it's a great family-friendly environment and everyone's happy.
That's because St. Louis got them covered.
With everything from shopping and meals to gardening and home maintenance.
And don't forget the social activities. Google St. Louis Home Care to find out how my family can help take care of yours.
Go Vita, your local health food shops. Over 30 years health and wellness experience and over 300 natural health practitioners specialising in you.
Hi there, I'm Peter from Go Vita, Tanunda. Organic Road, Australian rolled oats, 1 kilo, perfect for porridge. Supplier's recommended retail price $10.95, now only $7.95.
Go Vita, Colonnades, Fairview Green, Marion, Mount Barker, Manopara, Semaphore and Tanunda.
Fancy a wine? You'll find a huge hand-picked selection at your local independent SA family liquor store, FIVEAA. Or if you fancy a beer, you'll find the very best local, imported and craft beer at FIVEAA too. But if you fancy spirits, you'll find whiskies, gins and liquors for all tastes at FIVEAA. And you'll find friendly service and advice too. Whatever you fancy, you'll find it at FIVEAA, your local independent SA family liquor stores for over 45 years.
There are some things in SA that are better off together, like the Popeye and the Torrens, Fritz and Sauce, the Mall's Balls. But if you're after the perfect pair, you can't go past your seniors card paired with a National Pharmacies membership. Your seniors card entitles you to an exclusive National Pharmacies membership offer, and you'll benefit with up to 70% off prescription medication, 20% off prescription glasses and sunnies, and much more. So talk to our friendly team at National Pharmacies and join the community that cares for yours.
Hi, it's Jane. Now here's something you may not know. When you park at U-Park, all profits support our city. It means you're helping to keep Adelaide clean and our beautiful parklands thriving. Park at U-Park and help preserve Adelaide's unique heritage and celebrate the local creativity and events that bring our city to life. Choose from one of 10 U-Parks across Adelaide for convenient, affordable parking. Support our city by choosing to park local. Visit upark.com.au.
Winter has really set in. Time for hot drinks, warm soups, a relaxing bath and cranking up the heater. Did you know that all these things present a burn hazard for children? In fact, 79% of burns happen in the home. June is KidSafe's National Burns Awareness Month. Visit kidsafe.com.au to download the free burn safety checklist and get some essential tips for keeping kids safe in your home. And remember, when a burn occurs, apply cool running water for at least 20 minutes. No oil, butter, ointments or ice. Always seek medical advice if the burn is larger than 3 centimetres.
$13.95, Adelaide's FIVEAA. This is Jade Robran.
And you can hear Rowey singing in the background. Beautiful tonsils. Just quickly before we do get to Rowey, some breaking news here that National Spot electricity market, they've suspended as new blackout warnings have been issued for South Australia. The Australian Energy Market Operator CEO Daniel Westerman is holding a press conference as we speak, as they have suspended the spot market in SA, New South Wales, Queensland, Tasmania and Victoria, with market suspension schedule pricing coming into play. So, as I said, they're holding a press conference right now. We'll get the headlines at 4 o'clock. And, of course, coming up after 4 o'clock, it's Rowey Sports Show. What's happening?
Yeah, last I looked, there's no sun in winter, is there?
No, sirree.
Hey, the Australian Football Hall of Fame last night, the great Russell Ebert officially named a legend. We'll speak to his colt, Brett, after 4:30. A great honour, one that I think we've known for years. So that's 4. Jack Oatey last year, the great Russ this year, Malcolm Blight and B. Robran. Legends. We've got Boomer Harvey, Michael King-O-Taylor, one of my favourite teammates. They were inducted. We'll speak to them. Stud, who was a selector. We'll speak to him after 5:30. And the great Lee Matthews, the man who has a statue at the MCG. We'll see you after 4.
See you after 4. Thank you so much, Rowey. Well, the master plan for the Semaphore foreshore there has been revealed, and now the council wants to know what you think. Joining us is Port Adelaide Enfield Council Mayor Claire Bowen joins us. Good afternoon, Claire.
Good afternoon. We're very excited about this plan. It's fantastic.
Well, let's break it down because there are a lot of changes. What are you proposing for the Central Plaza?
Yeah, so a lot of this, basically all of this has come about through feedback from the community that we received, which is probably the most exciting part, I think, based on the fact that we're getting some amazing feedback so far, and it's all based on the fact we've done some really great consultation beforehand, which really helps. But that main Central Plaza will retain the clock tower, which is a beautiful part of Semaphore, as well as a kiosk. We'll update a kiosk there, and the playground's going to stay. That'll be part of a future staging because there's still quite a lot of life left in that one. But we're just also, freshening it up a bit, making it a brighter place. And we had a lot of feedback that we needed to retain some water activities there. So there'll be some beautiful splash sort of park happening in that space as well.
And you're wanting to attract a younger resident to the area. What will draw them in?
Yeah, look, there's a youth hub that will be put down a little bit south, so we'll keep the teens and the youth active in that space. Of course, everywhere's welcome for everyone. The access to the beach will be more accessible than it is right now. Right now it's kind of a bit of a drop-off and it's not the most attractive walk down to the beach, so we'll make that entry place really beautiful. And, of course, retain that massive open expanse of green grassed area, which we know is really important for Semaphore and people who live here and visit Semaphore. So lots to do for everyone, and we can't wait to hear everyone's feedback and also suggestions, but that it might not be what everyone wants, and there might be some suggestions that we can do just to make it more attractive for some people.
There's also a focus on art and structures. Who will be involved with designing those?
We haven't actually engaged in that yet. That'll go through a tender process. It'll be a strong Ghana theme coming through,
nice.
Being Ghana land and having some stories told through that space. So we're excited about what could happen in there. We're still in the sort of brief stages of that master plan. The next financial year we'll have the more detailed plans come into place, so we've got money set aside in the budget for that. And then the next financial year, which is 23-24, we'll be building this and bringing it to life.
You've also proposed a new train stop. Where will that be and how likely do you think that'll get the green light?
Yeah, we've spoken closely with the National Railway Museum around this. It became quite really busy around that kiosk space. So we thought if we just put it down, I think it's probably only another 50 metres slightly south, and we'll move the carousel there and put a beautiful new space for the carousel to be in, and really have those young people attractants and family attractants all there together. And it'll keep that walkway down to the beach a little bit more free and less cluttered for bicycles as they're going through as well. So it'll just open up the space a bit. We have just erected a new, in the last couple of years, a new train stop. So I'm aware that there's been a little bit of concern around that, but we'll make sure that can be moved and put up in a beautiful place for people to jump on that miniature train.
And also pedestrian and cycle promenade. You're making some changes to that too, so that it's a bit safer for everyone.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you've walked from the foreshore over to Semaphore Road.
It's hectic.
It's hectic, and they're really narrow. So when I'm pushing a pram, or now I've got my kids on a bike, and everyone can experience the fact that it's very difficult to get across the road. So we're going to make those walkways a little wider. We did look at hoping to make that a all-directional traffic for pedestrians, so we could have everyone walk at one point in time, but unfortunately it can't work in the way that the whole system is set up. So we're making other ways to make that access absolutely beautiful and a place easy to get to the local businesses and support them.
Claire, it sounds like you're really trying to bring the community of all ages together. Is that the plan?
Yeah, Semaphore is known as a family-friendly area for people to go. There's free parking, there's heaps of space, and we want to retain that, and we know the community have said that loud and clear to us as well. So that's coming through in the designs we feel, but we want everyone to jump on to haveyourSay.cityofpae.sa.gov.au and give us your feedback through the survey that's online. We love the Facebook comments, but due to legislation, we actually have to only formally accept the comments that come through on a survey. So we capture and we read everything that's written on our social media pages, but we really ask people to go to our website also.
Great. Thank you so much, Claire. Claire Bowen there, Mayor of the City of Port Adelaide Enfield. Rowey Sports Show is coming up next. It is 3:57, heading into the newsroom now. Look forward to chatting with you again tomorrow afternoon. Have a great evening.
What makes an iconic South Australian business? It's a special combination showcased in 5AA's Best of SA. Produced in the small town of Maiponga, Flurio Milk Company is a 100%